Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. Welcome, or indeed welcome back to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe because today we've got another empties video. As some of you may well know, I'm trying to make my empties quite a regular thing because I just don't want them to build up. I personally really love watching empties videos and I hope you guys do too. It just gives me a chance to quickly go through things and let you know what things I've liked and what things I've not liked. Okay, so I'm going to try and group things together to make it a little bit more straightforward for me to go through all of this because again, I do seem to have accumulated quite a lot, even though I only did my last empties video, I think it was like a month ago or something. But as I've mentioned in quite a few videos, I'm trying to be really disciplined in terms of organising all of the stuff that I've got and then making sure when I go in the bath or the shower, I'm not taking tons of different things with me. I'm trying to use things up until I've got to the end, which is sometimes quite hard if it's something I've not liked very much, but I absolutely hate wastage. So the first thing I've got to talk about, which isn't the most exciting thing in the world, is yes, I got through 2 of these Radox bath salt things. I think these are featured in quite a few of my empties videos now, so I won't go into a huge amount of detail, but I just continue to love these bath salts. They're just over £1, I think, for a box, and I usually get somewhere around maybe 4 uses depending on how heavy-handed I've been putting it in the bath. But I think I mentioned that we were getting our bathroom done at some point. Well, that's been done now, and we have what seems to be quite a bit of a bigger bath. It's really nice. So I think I'm probably going to end up using a bit more of this because there seems to be more bath to fill. I'm a massive fan of luxury bath stuff too. I love me a Lush bath, but when you're looking at maybe £3, £4, £5 for one bath, I can't be affording to do that. Whereas this, I think, makes a really nice alternative. It smells really nice, it's got that very relaxing property to it. It also makes the bath ever so slightly bubbly as well, which is quite nice, and it makes the water slippery. And there's something about slippery bath water that I just really like, because otherwise, if you just use kind of generic bubble bath or something, I just hate that dry feeling on your skin. So I don't know if you know what I'm on about, but this stuff, love it, will continue to repurchase for quite some time. Next, I've got some hair stuff to go through, and I have this conditioner from Garnier. It's their Ultimate Blends, and this is the Maple Healer Castor Oil and Maple Sap Conditioner. I do have the matching shampoo to this. I think it was on offer in Superdrug. It was like 2 for £5 or something. And I was just really drawn to the idea of this being for very damaged hair. There's also no parabens in it, and it says it's going to revitalise and intensively repair. And I did quite like this. It is quite intensive, and I don't think my hair is necessarily that damaged to warrant using this really, but it was okay. I think I've tried other things that I prefer over and above this, so I probably wouldn't get this one again, but it was a nice cheap alternative to use. I've got another conditioner here. This is from eSalon, and this is their Love Unconditionally Conditioner. If you ever colour your hair, which I used to do through eSalon, then it's this conditioner that they actually give you in the dye kit that you get. I have mentioned this in a previous video at some point, but to complement the colouring system that I used to do with them, I ordered a mix and match kit, which funnily enough, that's where this box comes from that I keep my empties in. I find it's quite a nice handy size in terms of once I've filled it, I know that's going to make a fairly decently long empties video. But they do offer this mix and match service that complements their hair colouring system, and they have loads of different products to choose from microfiber hair towel, which I've got, bigger versions of the shampoo and conditioner that you get when you colour your hair, plus a few other options as well. I have actually cancelled the mix and match service now, as well as the hair colouring system service, because it just got to a point in terms of hair colouring that I just, it's so hard colouring your own hair. And not that you can see my hair because I do have my hair up in a bit of a mum bun, but It just got to the point where I'd get achy arms, I'd miss bits, it was a faff, so I have let my own hairdresser loose on my hair now. As much as I really liked the conditioner when I used it as part of the colouring system, when it came to the full size bottle, I just wasn't that excited by it. I think there are nicer conditioners out there, so I won't be getting this one again. Next up, I have this empty from Diva Curl, and it's their Supercream Coconut Curl Styler, and this is probably the most expensive hairstyling product I have ever bought. It was a total YouTube made me buy it moment. I'd seen other curly girls use this and have great results, and I just did not really get on with it. I found for the money, and I think this was hovering around £20 somewhere. It didn't last particularly long. There's 150 ml in here. There's not much about this that actually holds the curl and holds your style. What I found is this was a good layering product. So I'd use a small amount of this on my hair once it had been freshly washed or wetted down, and then I would have to put another product on top of it just to try and then hold the curl and the style, because this on its own was not going to do it for me. It's a lovely product, it does smell very nice, it's a very rich, moisturising feeling and just nice to use product that your hair does feel like it's getting a lot of benefit from, but honestly for the money I just thought, I really don't know what all the fuss is about unless I'm just not using it right or I'm not pairing it with the right products. But I do have a whole drawer of shame of various curly hair styling products, which I will probably show you guys at some point because it is shameful. It's full of stuff that just does not work for me. So I am really trying when it comes to sorting my curly hair out, but I just found that this just didn't really do it for me, unfortunately. Next up, I have got this body wash from Evolve Organic Beauty, and it's their Citrus Blend Aromatic Wash for hands and body, and it had juniper, lime and lemon in it. There was 60 ml in here, and I picked this up from Latest in Beauty. I was really drawn to the scents that were in this because I do like a really nice citrus scent. When you smell it in the bottle, it does smell quite strong, but unfortunately when you're using it on the skin, it just doesn't deliver the kind of consistency that I like from a shower gel. I like quite a thick one that feels like it's really nicely covering the body instead of just kind of running off and disappearing, which unfortunately was the kind of texture that this one was. And the scent didn't really deliver either. It dissipated really quickly in the shower, and if I'm going to be using something that has this kind of scent family, I want to be able to notice it. I found that it was a bit drying on the skin as well. I prefer a much more moisturising body wash, so I think this works a lot better as a hand wash instead of a body wash because I just found it that little bit too drying on the body. But the smell of it, it does smell a little bit like gin and tonic because of the fact that you've got the juniper and the citrus in there, so that was nice. Next up, I have a whole host of cleansing products here, so I will go through them quite quickly. This first one is from Sanctuary, and it's their Ultimate Cleansing Oil. This was from a Latest in Beauty box. It was okay, it did the job, it did definitely remove makeup, but it wasn't the most pleasurable cleansing oil to use that I have ever used. For me, this was more of an experience thing where I just wasn't all that excited about the scent. And for me, one of my favourite parts of the day is the cleansing ritual of taking my makeup off from the day, and I want to be able to use something that's going to smell glorious. Even though it's from Sanctuary and I know they're pretty good with scents usually, it just doesn't really smell all that nice, so won't be getting this one again. Next up, I have this Energising Cleansing Gel with Moringa extract from Clarins, and boy have I had this for a long time. I'd forgotten about it. You know what I said about being good to try and get through stuff? I've got one of these drawer units full of various different things, and I kind of went through it the other day and I saw this and I thought, right, there's a few uses in there, let's get it used. This came from a gift pack. It is a travel size. It's a perfectly nice cleanser that does smell really nice. I am trying to steer away from foaming cleansers though, so I wouldn't pick this one up again, but it was actually really nice to use. Next, I have this one from Nuxe, and it's their Reve Miel Face Cleansing and Makeup Removing Gel. This was also from a Latest in Beauty box, and I got through it pretty quickly. It has an unexpected scent to it. I've had a few different Reve Miel products now. I'm in love with their sort of cult lip balm that they do in the pot. I have 2 of those on the go at the moment. I have the hand cream, which is very highly fragranced, and I'm not a huge fan of it. And then this cleansing gel, Again, it's quite perfumed. It was quite a put off, to be honest, so I wouldn't pick up the full size of this one. It did do what it intended to do in terms of cleansing the face quite nicely, but again, it does have that kind of foaming action to it, so that would be another reason why I wouldn't pick it up, but it was more the perfume side of it that really put me off. Next cleanser I've got is this one from Africology, and this is their Purifying Cleansing Gel, and this was another one from Latest in Beauty. And I was so intrigued by this, mainly because the packaging looked so nice, and I will definitely find a use for this because I don't want to waste it. You've got this lovely pump applicator, and this held 25 ml in here, so it was good for quite a few uses. When I first used this, I think because I'm so used to using oils or gels or things that you just put on your face when it's actually dry, the first couple of times I used this, I thought, I'm not getting this. I'm trying to put it on my face and it's sticking and I just couldn't get it to move around. It smells very strong in terms of like an essential oil, lavendery, herby kind of scent, which personally I really enjoyed the scent. Although I think because of the fact that it's saying it's got 100% natural essential oils in it, if you've got any issues on your hands or your face in terms of like broken skin, or as you may know because I've mentioned it recently, I suffer with a skin condition which I'm having a flare-up of at the moment. So I've got a few areas on my hands that are a bit cracked at the moment, and if I got any of this in those areas, it really stings. So did not make for the most pleasurable cleansing experience. But once I figured out that actually this is supposed to go on wet skin, it was like a light bulb moment of, ooh, this is actually really nice. Because at first I was quite ready to write it off, but it was completely my fault. I just assumed I knew what I was doing with it, when actually I didn't. You'd think a cleanser would be a really straightforward thing to use, but apparently not. So once I figured out what I was doing with this, I actually really liked this. It doesn't foam at all. It's very slippery on the skin. It was beautiful to use, apart from the whole stinging hand potential situation that there was. So I would actually be quite tempted to get the full size of this because of how well it worked. And I think also from a packaging and aesthetic point of view, I think it looks really nice as well to have it by the sink or in your bathroom cabinet or whatever. I just think it looks like a really appealing product to use too. Plus, it removes makeup really well. So I'm considering getting the full size of this one, but I kind of feel like there are lots of other things to try, but I did really like this one. The last product I've got in terms of kind of cleansing stuff I've got to talk about is this very sad looking thing here. And this, if you don't recognise what it is straight away, is a Konjac cleansing sponge. This is the original one that they do. I also have a charcoal face one like this, and also the mini ones that they did for kind of doing the nose area, which Konjac very kindly sent me after I did a review video on these products, because these are amazing face sponges. This one, I probably did take it a little bit too far. I just wanted to see how far I could push it before I had to then recycle it. I've been using this for quite some time. I think, if I remember rightly, they say replace it around sort of 3-4 months. I have definitely been using this longer than that. I can't think which Latest in Beauty box I got it in off the top of my head. I have a feeling it could have been somewhere around January, but I will pop the date on screen that I actually started using this, because yeah, I did use it a little bit too long. And what happens when it starts to degrade is where this string tie is, where the idea is you hang it up to dry in between uses, all inside here, there's hardly any sponge anymore. You can see if I press it, it just kind of disappears, whereas this side is still pretty solid. So it's a natural product, it will degrade after a while, which is why they recommend repurchasing them after a little while. But I did crack out the charcoal one that they sent me, the other big face one, and the difference between a kind of dying Konjac sponge and a new Konjac sponge is massive, and it's just made me fall in love with using them on my face all over again. I probably don't use it every day, whereas when I first got this one I was using it every day. I probably use it every other day or so because it does give you a very light sort of level of exfoliation, but I'm currently looking into other products that they do, particularly a body sponge, which I really like the sounds of, not just for washing myself but also my son as well, because they are very gentle on the skin. And Mandy, I'm assuming you're watching this video. I know that you have one of these, so I really hope that you're getting on with it still. And I'm pretty sure you said that you were going to get one of the body sponges. Let me know in the comments if you did and how you're getting on with it, because I'd really like to get one too. So farewell little sponge, you have served me well. Next up, I've got some skincare bits, and the first thing I've got is this little bottle of Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. I have got through so many of these. When I first started doing YouTube videos, I had a lot of Estee Lauder stuff, so quite a few of my earlier videos were around Estee Lauder, getting things as gifts, picking stuff up in the sale. They tend to always chuck one of these in just for you to have a play around with it. I'm not actually using this as much as I used to, just mainly because I'm trying to explore more affordable alternatives, and I feel like there's quite a lot out there, particularly within the realms of like the ordinary skincare. So I do really like this, and I do notice the difference that it makes to my skin, but I won't be picking another one of these up just purely because it is quite spendy, and I am just trying to find some cheaper alternatives that are going to do the same kind of thing to my skin. The next skincare empty I've got is another thing that I wouldn't repurchase because of how spendy it is, and it is this little pot from Omorovicza, and it's their Rejuvenating Night Cream. This little pot here of 5ml is £11 worth of night cream. I don't know what makes it such a spendy night cream, but all I know is that when I put it on my face, it just feels special, magical, gorgeous, and when I wake up in the morning, my skin just feels wonderful. So it's an absolute pleasure to use. I wouldn't get the full size of this just purely because I am not in the financial position to pick up something as spendy as this, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So if you see it pop up on Feel Unique's Pick and Mix service as a sample, get it. Get it, get it, get it, and give yourself a skin treat for about 2 weeks or so, because this little 5ml pot does last a while because you really don't need very much. So I will miss you, but hopefully we will be reunited again soon. The last two products I've got to go through are in the world of makeup, and the first thing I have here is this mascara from Rimmel, and it is their Volume Shake Gimmicky Mascara. Technically this isn't an empty, and I know what I said earlier about not liking to waste product, but if a product doesn't work for you and it's just a big pain in the bum, then it's just going to go, to be honest. And it's not like I think you can really rehome mascara that easy either. This was the new mascara that they came out with, which I've done a whole review video on. So if you're curious about some more detail on this mascara, I'll pop a card up for you to check that video out. But like I said, did not get on with it. It's got a bit of a novelty concept in so much as you can shake it up to make sure the product stays fresh right from first application to last. But it was the formula that I had an issue with. It took a long time to build up. It came out quite clumpy because there's no resistance in taking that brush out at all. You can actually probably see how much product has just come off on that wand there. So you have to spend a fair amount of time wiping product away. Very frustrating, would not get this again. Unfortunately, I just think it was a bit of a gimmick. So this last empty is one of those empties where I went to use it, didn't know it had run out, and I was gutted. And it's this brow pencil from Zoeva, and this is part of their new Graphic Brows range, which they came out with, I think it was earlier on in the year sometime. I picked this up in a set. It came with a brow gel as well, but you can buy it separately, and oh, am I missing this. It did seem to run out quite quickly, but then I was using it every day. Don't know if I'm going to be able to draw any out to show you, because it's literally right down to the end. But this is the colour. It's a very deep brown. This was in the shade Bistre that I had. And it's teeny tiny packaging. You got a spoolie on one end, which was actually quite a nice one, and then obviously the product on the other. I can't remember off the top of my head how much this was to just buy on its own, but Zoeva are a much more affordable makeup brand anyway. And since this run out, I've been using my Benefit Precisely My brow pencil and a HD brows pencil and various different gels and stuff, and I'm just missing this so much. So I'm telling myself, don't get this just yet, you need to get through all your other stuff first, but I really want to repurchase this because it's just the perfect consistency in terms of it being a good colour payoff, but you can do little light strokes to make it look more natural. It's quite a waxy formula as well, which makes you feel like it's not really going to go anywhere, but it's not too creamy either, that when you put it on you end up putting on too much and ending up having to blend back quite a lot. So I really did love this brow pencil. I would definitely like to pick it up again in the future, but I do have quite a lot of other stuff that I want to get through first, if I can. So that is it in terms of empties. That is another month done. The box is empty. It will get filled up again probably quite quickly. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up down below because it does really help support my channel. And if you are new and would like to see more content like this from me in the future, I will pop a button just here so you can subscribe and get notified of new content as and when it gets uploaded. And if you've not seen my last video, I will pop a link to that one just up here so you can click it and check that one out too. Anyway, I hope you're all really well and I will see you again soon. Bye!